the first, we want to be the winners, we never want to be the last one. That is why, football games are so exciting, and games, Monopoly games and all that is because the prime reason of these games is prize. Because we want to know who's going to be first, who's going to be the top, who's going to be the loser. And that's one of the reasons why we shouldn't really get into games and stuff that encourages competition, because it's natural enough to be competitive, and that is the root of pride, competition. That's why all these games and all these things are so exciting, because pride is within us, is natural enough, and it is that enough. We can see how Jesus treated his disciples. The disciples were known sinners. They were with Jesus for 3 years, and they were doing the right thing. They wanted to be the first. Remember that? That they wanted to, who's the best? Who's going to be with Jesus? And how Jesus treated them? He treated them with kindness, with love, with patience. He trusted them, his ministry to them, and continued to love them, even though he knew that they were sinners, and the disciples knew that they were sinning. You remember the last time, even before Jesus was going to crucify in the upper room, they were deciding who was going to be the first one in the kingdom of Jesus. And Jesus told them, he said, if you want to be first, you first have to be last. So always remember that in your heart, that whoever wants to be first, we have to be last. And another story that will remind us about Jesus treated sinners is that of Mary Magdalene. When Mary Magdalene came to Jesus and he said, who are the ones that condemn you? And Jesus said, Mary Magdalene said, nobody condemns you. And so Jesus said, in his kindness also, neither do I condemn you. But the good news is that he just didn't stop right there. He said, go and sin no more. And when Jesus tells everybody, go and sin no more, he gives us the power to go and sin no more. And so we have to trust that we have that power, and that we're going to execute that power, because Jesus has already given us that power to sin no more. So on this story, you can see that we can have a relationship with Jesus, and at the same time have sharing sins that we don't want to let go. And Jesus is so kind, so good to us, that he allows us to continue to have a relationship with him. But he doesn't stop right there. Then he comes and says to us, be kind to others, so Jesus, as he walked with the disciples, he knew that they were sinning, but at the same time, he loved them. And he gave us a choice, and we can see in Judas. Judas was a sinner, and he had 2 choices to make. And he made a choice, right? What did he do? He chose his sin instead of Jesus. He let go of Jesus. But on the other side, we see that pride was the root of his decision. So we have pride within us, but at the same time we can have a relationship with Jesus. And on the other side, we see the example of John. John was that disciple that always wanted to stay with Jesus at his side. He always was there, and he loved Jesus so much. And he made the decision that even though he was sinning, remember what he was called? He was called the son of thunder, right? But his temper was just hot. He was not patient at all. But he was always next to Jesus, and he loved Jesus so much. And he continued. John didn't make the decision to leave Jesus. He continued sinning, but he continued to have a relationship with Jesus. Does that mean that we have to continue being sin and think, no, I can have a relationship with Jesus? No. If because he will continue making that work in ourselves to change us. And when Jesus is changing us, many times we don't know, but other people notice the difference. And I can see people coming to visit John, and he's talking about love. He will say, love one another, and people will think, is that John? Wasn't John the one that was always, prideful and thinking about himself and not thinking about others? But here another John, Jesus was later changes in his life. And then John again said, another verse in John 1 John 3:2 that says, Beloved, now we are sons and daughters of God, and it does not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when we shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. Isn't that beautiful? So Jesus is going to change us. Don't get discouraged when you think that you're sinning, and you know that you're sinning. And Jesus knows the truth. But be patient and read the Bible, memorize the verses of the Bible, pray and continue to stay with Jesus, because Jesus is going to make the changes. Don't get impatient, because that's the department of Jesus, of God the Father, to change us. And through the Holy Spirit, He's going to do His work in us. So remember, continue